You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show. So, firstly, thank you very much for joining us. I was hoping you could just introduce yourself and give us a brief introduction of what you're going to cover.
Yeah, so my name's Oliver Shaw. I'm the Chief Executive of KashFlow, a leading bookkeeping software. And what we're going to talk about today is how KashFlow can help you, or how software can help you run a business and help you remain compliant.
So tell us a bit more about that software and how it works.
Yeah, so we provide a number of softwares that help small businesses, but principally KashFlow helps small businesses and sole traders manage their cash flow, manage their accounts, invoice their customers, and remain compliant with both VAT and their tax returns.
And I suppose it's the sort of thing that's a difficult thing to do, and getting the right software can make it easier to manage that sort of stuff, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely. So if we look at your area, just completed some surveys of both our customers and general small business owners. And in your area, 24% of people told us that completing their annual tax return was the most stressful task they had running a business. And that 30% of them said that just keeping on top of their finances made them feel quite stressed as well. And I know from my own experience that, when I was running my own contracting business, that, kind of coming home after doing the job that I was enjoying and then having to work out how to do invoices and manage the cash flow and make sure that the bank was reconciled and make sure that my VAT was filed on time was not necessarily what I wanted to do or what I enjoyed. And so, that can be very worrying, and not least because, one, if you're not on top of your cash flow, things can get a bit difficult. And also, if you don't comply with what HMRC want, they tend to be somewhat one-dimensional in collecting it and fining you. So those things definitely really make a difference to SMEs. And using software like KashFlow can really help with that because it can streamline the process. It can mean that you can have access to it anywhere, so you can have access from your mobile or from your laptop in that 5 minutes you've got between jobs, or very quickly when you get home you can keep things up to date, and that just can reduce some of that stress and give you some control over making sure you get paid on time and actually hit the timetable that you want to in terms of things like VAT.
And I suppose it's a much easier time. In that sense, because a fair few years ago the only way you could have done it was the old-fashioned way with bookwork, whereas now computers can allow you to manage it in that sense.
Exactly right. So I think and there are lots of people that still do this. The idea of turning up to your advisor, your accountant, with a bag full of paperwork, but it's not necessary for you to do that anymore. And in fact, as we move towards making tax digital, which is the HMRC's initiative to digitise tax in the UK, the opportunity to move away from paper and take advantage of these solutions and for them to really help you becomes a lot bigger, a lot more useful for SMEs. I mean, one of the things we need to be careful of is making sure that we work closely with HMRC to make sure our software is compliant, which takes that worry away from our customers, but also to make sure that the education for SMEs is right, because this is a huge challenge for the UK economy and for people that are running small businesses, and it will change things quite radically, moving from a situation where you report your numbers to the taxman on an annual basis to doing it on a quarterly basis. That'll be a huge change.
Was there anything else you'd like to cover or get over to our listeners?
No, not at all. If they would like some more information, then we have some information on our two key websites, cashflow.com and iris.co.uk. And we would always advise your listeners who are running a small business to also talk to their advisors, either their bookkeeper or their accountant, as they will also have a lot of information that can help.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time out today to talk to us here at BRFM Bridge Radio on the Daniel Monday Night Community Show.
It was an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thanks ever so much for doing